we have all gathered here and to pay our respects to our very dear friend, mother, sister, colleague, Renu. So many people who knew her and who got a lot from her, which they will probably, the gifts she brought to them, they'll probably remember for the rest of their lives, just as Enfold would. I would like to begin with a small saying, and then a small song that I could relate with. Thereafter, I will speak briefly about the work that Renu did, and then I will ask the people present here, beginning with the people who worked with her in some capacity, and then the people who we, all of us knew her obviously. And thereafter, we'll speak with the people who are online. We'll ask the people who are present online to share their feelings and thoughts. A few words that I could think of saying here, sharing with all of you, are by Christy and Mortine. She says, I want to feel our deep connection, so let your thoughts go. Leave your aching body, and touch me with your soul. So with that, I will, the Bollywood song that resonated a lot with what is happening today, what we have all experienced. Could you play that?
एक दिन बिक जाएगा माटी के मोल, जग में रह जाएंगे प्यारे देखो। एक दिन बिक जाएगा माटी के मोल, जग में रह जाएंगे प्यारे देखो। तुझे के होठों को देकर अपने गीत, कोई निशानी छोड़ फिर दुनिया से दो, एक दिन बिक जाएगा।
Rohan is Renu's son. Daughter is not yet well enough to. So, Renu joined us in 2017, and in 2016 we were trying to convert our what work we do in schools into teaching learning materials that can be used by children with intellectual disabilities, because we thought that would be the most challenging areas to work in. And we had different people come in, but it was not working out. And then Ashika, she's not here. She worked with us for quite some time, Ashika Chetri. She said that you go to Bubbles and Sabani Malik, speak with the principal. I'm sure she'll be able to guide you to a person who can do this. So sure enough, when I went to meet Sabani, she said, I know just the person who can take this on. And she's a parent here, and her child who comes to school, and she has been a biology teacher. She also makes materials for children with intellectual disabilities to learn other things. Um, but she has recently taken leave, and she's planning to leave Bubble. So maybe she would be able to join you. And sure enough, we met. Renu came to the office and began the Suvidha journey. She used to make all these materials, what you see now as a very attractive finished product, used to be like this. This was the prototype. This Renu would work on these. She was very artistic, very creative. She would make everything, everything like with her hands. With her hands, she would find people nearby to do the puppets. She would cut them out. She would cut them out with her hand. Yeah, all these parts, all these she would cut. And then these are laminated, but then earlier they were just different types of lamination, different things. And sometimes her fingers would be, so much hurting because she has been busy overnight making all of these, and there were numerous parts. And she got this kit ready with so many activities, so many different kinds of activities, and we needed them. And of course, the social scripts, which now look so beautiful, and all. Yeah, so this is how it all began, and she was very systematic. So she would give different series a different color tape. Once on safety, once on feelings, once on all of that. So she would do that, and then we tested it out in Bubbles, and also we had people from Raipur who tested it in Raipur. So we needed many of these kits to be made, and Renu would do all of that. And then once we had the results of our initial testing with the parents and the teachers, and the results were all good, because such things really didn't exist. They still don't exist in India apart from what we have made, what Renu has made. So so that was done, testing, and then adapting, and then training. She would go all over the place, not only to provide training, but also to have people become aware that such things exist. So whether it was a conference in Patiala or in Pondicherry, really, and it is Goa to Guwahati. She was crisscrossing India, taking the Suvidha kit everywhere with her. She even went to Edinburgh. International also. Edinburgh, and the kits, actually one kit is in Maldives with the Islanders education, because whoever came, visited, and they saw this, they said, this is amazing, can I have one? And so the person is going back to Maldives, they are part of the Islanders education there, they carried a kit there. They wanted to adapt it so that the pictures look more like there for there. And one kit landed into it. So she did all of that at the same time managing with support from Rohan and Rajesh. She was able to do that. And then what else did she do? Networking. And then all of that, what I really liked was her display, her DP, and below that in WhatsApp it says fierce, fearless, and fabulous. Yeah. In your search for self-discovery. So, yeah. Um, when she was so suddenly taken away, and it was quite clear from day one that it's going to be very, very tough. On that Thursday after the meeting, while during the meeting itself, she had that hemorrhage, that convergence meeting, and then it became quite clear that it's going to be difficult. So there was a Reiki healer that I had contacted earlier and received Reiki. So that's something that at least my daughters and I and my mother-in-law used to quite believe in. So I contacted the Reiki healer. She's in the US, and the message she sent, I found it very settling, comforting. So I like to read that out. When I sat with the Reiki on this, I was shown that this was sudden and may have started with a feeling of brain fog or headache a few days ago. She doesn't seem to be in bad physical health otherwise. So true, isn't it? She had some BP, some hypertension, but then so many of us have it. Otherwise, so this would seem very sudden. I see that for her soul, this was a predetermined choice point. She can choose to continue on or cross over. I'm not sure why it's at this point in her life, but this is what I was shown. I don't see it as something that is impossible to heal from, but the recovery would be tricky, and doctors seem to be doing everything they can, but they are frustrated. There may also be a hematoma. It feels like a stroke. I asked for a lot of healing around her and for her highest path to be opened. I could see her watching her surgery from out of the body. They put a tube to relieve the pressure in the brain. She knows what's happening on some level but is not suffering. I was not given an answer as far as if she chose to remain in her body or not. It feels like she's not been sure. If she does cross over, she's got a support system waiting for her, and if she stays, she will have good care and rehabilitation. I let her know that she is safe in whatever path she takes, and that she is very much wanted here if she is willing to go through the recovery process. So Renu made a choice, and we'll miss her. I'll ask people, first those who worked with her to share, and then everybody else present here, and then people who are online. So somebody who knew her almost as long as I knew is Geeta. So Geeta, would you?
Renu left a legacy behind. And I think we will carry it forward.
It is indeed a legacy from that.
Yeah.
We have a boys kit. This is a Suvidha Suraksha kit for children with intellectual disabilities, boys and girls separate. Then we have support with networking. She did so extensively, Ishanya and others. We have a combined kit. We have a kit in Kannada, combined kit in Kannada. And we are in the process of putting together a Suvidha Sparsh kit, which will have all these in Braille and videos in Indian Sign Language, as well as audio and scripted, captioned, so that it is accessible. Yes?
And she touched so many lives. I'm sure it's going to carry forward. and to be precise, I think approximately 5,000 adults. So I think we should see how do we multiply that in the next 10 years and make it 5 lakhs. Let's carry forward that. And Sanjay is here, and she used to sit with Sanjay for days together.
So Sanjay is from
Print
Print Express, because these kit and these materials, the way they are, wouldn't have been possible if Print Express had not accepted all the challenges, not this, not that. It shouldn't tear. They used to give us material, make it, and we'll sit at home and try and tear it, because it's got to be sturdy enough, as well as not hurt the child and so much.
And for Angie and Upesh for designing the way Renu wanted it, and with the art and artistic, both Angie and Upesh.
I think at one point of time, Hala, you also worked briefly with Renu.
I met her the first time when we had some kind of capacity building or meeting and Enfold, and that time she was busy making all these hand diagrams and puppets. I looked at her and I said, "You're doing all this yourself? You did all these drawings and paintings yourself?" She said, "Yes, I'm doing it. I've been doing it for a while." And the passion with which she was doing it struck me. And most of the students do all this at home, and before she joined Enfold, she was doing it on her own and actually preparing it for other parents who saw what she'd made for her daughter, and they were so impressed. So she said she just does it like a small home industry. And then after that, I worked with her quite a few times when we went and did some trainings and workshops and things like that. And her energy, her enthusiasm for what she was doing was, it just used to go across like that to everybody. And sometimes I used to sit with her, and then she used to talk about her daughter and the challenges that she used to have with her daughter. And I used to look at her and I say, "You have so many challenges, Renu, but how come that you look so radiant in spite of everything? Your face is so radiant in spite of all that you're going through." She said, "I don't know, that's how I am." That's what she used to say. And then when she went to North India, Lucknow, from there also she was doing communicating on the online to get things done, get work done. She's done something amazing for Enfold. So she's been also a wonderful person to communicate and to get along with. So she's something that she's going to be, her presence is going to be always there with Enfold. She brought forth something which Sangeeta was always thinking of doing, which she had at the back of her mind. Is that right? Yeah. And she helped to bring it out and take it forward.
It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened without Renu.
No.
And it wouldn't have happened if Renu was not with Enfold. Another person who's sitting right here, Rohan, the initial drawing that I showed you, many of them were made by Rohan, who was at that time a student and then later on as an intern. So would you like to share?
Does everyone know who Rohan is?
I did introduce
Yeah.
Rohan as Renu's son.
I'm Renu's son. So here's the thing, the very first opportunity that I got for interning as a part of a college student while I was pursuing my bachelor's degree in communication design was from Enfold itself. So they welcomed me with open arms and they gave me a chance to actually be a substitute of an existing artist. So that big opportunity itself was a learning experience, not just for me, but it was a learning experience for me, not just for the sake of completion of an internship, but also for the sake of getting to work with my mother, not only in household terms, but also in her own career field. And that was the first time, ever since that point of time till today, I got to work alongside her. I got to work on the basis of the opinions that she shared with me. And despite of having all the technical skills that I have acquired from college as well as from the friends around me in my field, there were always a few things missing out that I was missing out on, that my mother would always inform me about. So not only was she a mother for me at home, but she was also a project manager 24 by 7. So that is the reason that drove me to work by myself and create that kind of an environment to professionally approach her in that perspective. And even till date, till now, even when she was lying dead in front of me, I saw her as a successful, passionate project director at the end. I did not see her only as my own mother. And she's the reason why I'm not that self-centered as we used to be in the initial stages. Especially with a child with autism, my sister. And Full was the company that helped her to broaden her horizon, to broaden her thinking further, to empathize towards other children with autism, especially those families who have one and only one single child with autism. So my mother was lucky enough to have, I won't say lucky, but it was a matter of chance that she conceived me first. But things could have been different otherwise. So that is one of the reasons why I also wanted to work towards those families and their children who have intellectual disabilities. And I will continue to work towards that. Not just for their sake, but also to carry on my mother's legacy.
Thanks, Sohan. Amrita. Amrita, there were so many, so much you did to put the Suvidha kids together. And you used to also make your trips to and fro from Print Express. Um, a whole lot of people used to sit together in the hall in our previous office, the interns, staff, and we'd be putting all the various pieces together correctly. Until we figured out now everything comes assembled from Print Express. Would you like to say a few words?
I was really shocked when Geeta ma'am sent me that message. I mean, like, I couldn't believe that something like this has happened so suddenly. My interaction with Renu ma'am has been very limited, but I've always found her to be an extremely patient person. And I was very, I found that I knew that she had challenges at home with raising her daughter, and it really touched me that in spite of that much, there is this compassion. Let me do something to help others also. So, I mean, that was something that really, was something that we felt was amazing. Pray for her peace and that's what we peace. Om Shanti.
Tushi, Pushpa. And I do have a message from Ananya, actually. Let me read that out. Ananya also worked for some time, just like Mala did. I do not know what to say or how to express my feelings. Renu was an inspiration, a torch-bearer of strength, commitment, and most importantly, compassion. I remember her mentioning the many odds that she was facing single-handedly. With her enigmatic smile, she would never allow any gloom to take over. I truly wish that I could come personally for the memorial service, but I am traveling in Ladakh and very limited or no network. So sending you this message. Renu, you will always be there with me, deep in my heart. With that smile of yours and your commitment, I'm sure you will win everybody's heart in that land where you are now. Ananya. I'll leave it open now.
I recently started working with Renu very closely. though we were in the same team. But when she moved back to Bangalore, and we were supposed to take this to the government departments in Bangalore and Karnataka. And that's when, because of the language thing, I joined Renu to go and meet people in government offices. And recently we conducted, I think, 2-3 trainings for people from disability department, and also one happened in SSK recently. That time I could see her passion towards this work. While she was explaining the kit, I could see that, like, if a mother cooks a meal and she serves to the people, and when they say it is very delicious, I could see the satisfaction in her face when she was explaining each and every bit of the resource kit. I don't think she has gone away. She lives in every page, in every resources. That is if she's still alive with us. And yes, I learned a lot from her. And it was quite new for me when I was supposed to conduct the training in Kannada for Suvidha. And yeah, a lot of support from her. And recently she told me, I'm wearing this dress today. You could have seen the same dress that she's wearing there. And she told me, she saw me in some photo and she said, I have the same. She called me just to say, I have the same dress with me, and one day we both will wear this to office. And today I'm here. This is for you, Renu.
Renu was my batchmate actually. My name is Manjula. I'm from Deepika School, Hyderabad. So she was my batchmate. She was my batchmate. In KPMRC actually, I met her in KPMRC. So after finishing the course, I did not meet her, but she was always in touch. Was in the group, and she was always in touch. That is suddenly it was shock of my life. In fact, when I saw the message, can't believe that Renu is no more. Today I don't know. Today I came only for her son, for her daughter, who we are there always. She is always with us. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Suvidha, and so I got an opportunity to attend ma'am's one workshop, and I think I've seen that kid, that the initial one. Yes.
Are you from Bubbles?
No, I'm from Bubbles, but and it was an SSK. It was quite initial days when ma'am came with that kit, and ma'am said that she has just started with this at her home, and she wants to bring this kit to every house. And that was, and I don't know, like that was some 3-hour or 4-hour of workshop in SSK, and that day I was too much enlightened with this concept which I never was aware of as a kid. And yeah, if I can help out in making this available to parents and reach out this kit, I'll be really glad. Yeah. Thank you.
Ashika is also there. She is also one of the oldies who knew Renu for a very long time.
When you talk of grief, we want to speak of, or we like to engage with grief in only in the happy, positive, or comfortable emotions, but sometimes even uncomfortable emotions can also be part of grief. And so while we were doing the kit, what I do admire about Renu is her conviction to want to have seen this project through and through. So I probably was the stick in the wheel or the spark in the wheel at that point in time, and she did take it with a lot of courage, a lot of maturity, the differences that we had, and I admired her for that. because it takes a lot because this is something that was much more deeper than just work for her. It was more personal because of Kuhu. And therefore for her to see the light of day of this project was much more higher. To have balanced those emotions, to manage those personal emotions and to manage the professional emotions was a lot. And she did it with a lot of courage and a lot of maturity. So I'd like to remember her in that manner. I was also very, very fortunate to have met her a week before she had she collapsed. I met her at a conference, and because we hadn't seen each other for a long time, I think she missed recognizing me because I also had changed my hair. I look a lot more healthier than I used to before. And she was very apologetic about it. She's like, "How could I just have missed you? It's not possible, you know." And we did have a good 5-10 minute discussion, and she was very upbeat about the fact that Suvidha was presenting the kits there. I was very excited about it, and I could see that excitement that I saw in 2017. It was the same excitement. So these are the ways I'd like to remember Renu. I know my grief may not be as similar to a lot of us, but it is grief all the same. Thank you.
So I worked with Renu for about a year, and just last week actually I made a call for some other work to an organization that we worked with, and I spoke to the director of the organization, and she was just telling me how two of her teachers had two special educators from there had attended Renu's training, Renu sessions, and they were just talking about how those teachers basically told the director how much this training had helped them, and helped them set boundaries with each other, helped them set boundaries with their students, help parents understand how to set boundaries with their children and how to understand the needs of their children. And that's something that they felt that they couldn't do before. They couldn't communicate these things to the parents before, but now after the training they were able to. And the director just asked them, you know, how did this happen and when did this happen? And they both said that it was because of the training. And so, like everyone said, I think Renu has really had a very huge impact on a lot of people. And she will continue to, because a lot of people have been able to make very significant changes just from, you know, attending her sessions, which are 2-3 hours per session. And just from that much time, she's been able to convey so much to so many people. So her legacy will live on, and I'm sure it will be passed on to a lot of people also. And I also think that she was very, very passionate. I don't think she ever stopped working towards, you know, expanding the reach of this kit and to get it to as many people as possible. Even on the weekends she was working, and she was a very, very passionate person, and I hope that we can do justice to that even after, you know, when she's here, but not here in person.
Wrote she would have really liked to be here, but she had some other personal reasons for not being here. She might even be online, I'm not sure. So Swagata says, my earliest memory of Renu is when she joined us for a circle training in 2018 that Kushi and I were facilitating. As she sat down and we asked her to place a special object in the center, she opened Kuhu's picture and placed it in the center. In every interaction that I had with Renu, she was always fully present, deeply curious, and eager to engage in meaningful conversations. Through her works towards Suvidha, she has touched many lives with her dedication and impact, and will be felt forever.
So I just like to speak to Kuhu and to Rohan and to all of the people in this world who knew Renu and who loved her and who know that she's still amongst us.
I believe, I mean, I didn't know, I just checked. I believe Renu was 51 when she crossed over. And normally we write, on the poster when a person dies, that means the date of birth and it's the date that they pass. And in between, what do you find? A little dash. So I don't know if any of you heard this poem. It's a beautiful poem. And I say this, read this poem to celebrate him and the little dash. It's a small little line, but the little that I knew her, my personal feeling of Renu is like, I always felt that maybe she was a Kathak dancer in her previous life or something. She had such flair and elegance and strength, and that straight back, and and it's so much of, and you need some core strength in it, and that core of who Renu is, the smile, the elegance, and her, as you that feisty, fearless, fabulous, so eloquently captured in her DP. I think this poem is not just to celebrate that little dash, but a little message to each one of us. So I'll just read this out. It's by Linda Ellis.
You can't hear them.
I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted, first came the date of the birth and spoke the following date with tears. I don't know the date, but I believe it was 51 years ago. But he said, what mattered most of all was the dash between the years. For that dash represents all the time that they spent life on earth. And now only those who loved them know what that little line is worth. I'm stopping a bit here to speak to Kuhu. I know you may not understand my words, but I know that, very few of us get to choose our parents. You chose your mom, Kuhu. And she is much closer to you today than she has possibly ever been. I continue. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend the dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If you could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel. Be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this little dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? So Renu, you've inspired all of us, and I'm really confident that our dashes touched by Renu, will help us to lead better lives, care more, smile more, and live the way that Renu would like us to be in this world. Thank you.
Anyone? Bhavna? Anyone would like to speak? Yeah. So if no one present here would like to speak, I can ask. Yeah, we can come back. Sure, sure. Can you facilitate that?
Messages. Maybe we can read the. Are you reading the message later?
Yeah. You want to first?
Speak. Then we read all the messages.
So those who are present online, if you'd like to share something, we can go ahead. Renuka, you mentioned that you wanted to say something, if you're present.
Good afternoon, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, Renu.
She's doing it.
Yes. Yeah, not sure where to start.
She's not.
Yeah, so
Turn on her video.
We can ask.
yeah, I'm sorry, I can't turn the video on. I'm out also.
Can you stop them?
So yeah, I, I mean, I'm fortunate to have had, communication and camaraderie with Renu. And, we used to joke because I'm also a Renu. So we used to joke that Renu Square, we're having a meeting because Renu Singh and Renuka. So anyway, to introduce myself, I'm the president of the Association of Sign Language Interpreters. And we got in touch. I mean, we were connected to, make the videos, the Suvidha project, the video, the script in Indian Sign Language. And that was something that relationship went on for a while because there were many ups and downs and technical glitches and there were many challenges, all right, but then we just kept forging ahead. And so I mean I'm fortunate, I'm really thankful for that time because I got to know her more, I got to know her closer. There were really a lot of frustrations, but then we kind of worked things through and we would have chats even late into the night, sometimes just how to get this going. And then I was always commending her on her fortitude and her efforts in this project because it was so personal for her. At the same time, she had the bigger picture in mind and she just wanted to go places with that, and she was doing that. I could see that every time I had a connect with her, and believe me, the last 10 days, that's what is breaking my heart, is that I was going to call her every single day. Because I had to report to her about the progress. And I was working frantically on the videos every day. Even I was telling my team, I got to present this, I got to, tell Renu that I have, completed some videos and the progress is going on. And I was away, so, I didn't have network and I was traveling. And it was really challenging, but every single day, that is exactly what I would tell my team is we got to finish the videos. And the last time she checked the videos, she was very happy with the quality. And I told her the reason we are going ahead with a whole, we were redoing the videos was because, we saw the impact. And this is something that even deaf children in deaf schools need, this kind of education and awareness. So we were willing to, really work hard at it and see that project through. And so we had many conversations because of that. And in fact, I was in Indonesia last week and I visited a school for special children. And I was talking to the principal and the psychologist and the team there. And I was asking them if they had any social scripts for children. And they didn't know anything about this. And in fact, I told them I know a wonderful person back home who's worked on something spectacular. And this is, I will connect when I go back. I will connect that person with you so that, she can take this forward, maybe some online training for the teachers and all that. So, though I'm heavy hearted about all this, I do know she's done her part and she's done more than her part. And now it's time for us to carry on the baton. And I was really touched with Rohan's, I know whatever he shared. Yes, so I'm really proud. And I'm sure Renu is also proud of her son. She's left a very beautiful legacy behind him. And I also see so many messages, so many people really, actually committing, just showing their commitments and to carry this vision forward. So we are all in this. She's connected so many of us together. So I'm very thankful for her. And I will continue to do what I promised to her. And prayers for the team and for everybody, for her family as well. Special prayers for us all to have this time to keep fortune ahead. Thank you. God bless everyone.
Thank you, Renuka. Would anyone else like to share?
May I share?
I want to share.
Yes, of course, Bilkis.
Somebody else also said that.
Inshallah.
Yeah. If you like, you could go ahead. I don't know who spoke. Shall I go ahead then? Yeah. So, yes. I think I was also a part of the dash in Renu's life and her career at Enfold. And, I'd like to actually say something about this. She just didn't work on the Suvidha project, She built the foundation for it with heart, with grit, and a deep sense of purpose. In the words of Rumi, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. And that's what I could see in Renu. In the recent past, it was so clear how passionately she embraced her work. And it was like watching her blossoming and truly soaring with every of her projects and initiatives. Her conferences, national, international, her bright presence, all that will be so missed, anyone and everyone who she and I were, knew together and we have been in touch with, their condolences pouring in. So, we will all miss her bright presence. Lots of love from me to Rohan and Kuhu. Rest in peace, Renu.
Thank you, Bilkis. Would anyone else like to share?
May I?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. I had a chance to interact with Renu a couple of years back during the time, I think, when the team was resurrecting the Suvidha project again. And we were interacting with SVP partners and trying to put together the decks and the material. I was just amazed with at the volume of work, the grit and the determination she had. She was passionate about the project because, from what I know, she knew what it is to have a child who needed her presence every waking minute. She channeled all of that into making the Suvidha kit and the material, which is actually a lifeline for so many right now. That is her legacy. And yes, we will miss her and her work. So let us take this moment to thank her for all that she did and keep her work alive. Let us celebrate and cherish the memories of the person she was, who would never give up, who was resilient and was a North Star and is the Stardust now. Rest in peace, Renu. And our love and support to Kuhu and her son as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Saja. Would anyone else like to share?
May I?
Yes, sure.
I am Rashmi, Renu's younger sister. We were three sisters, and now we have lost her. Initially, when in my childhood, I was always fighting with her. We three sisters were like three friends, every time playing, quarreling with each other. She was like a mentor and teacher to me also. Because I was very naughty and very irresponsible. And Renu was every time very responsible, very caring. we we always remember her every time teaching and scolding to me. But now when we have lost her, not a single moment her face is every time in front of my eyes. I'm not able to sleep since I have left Bangalore, and every time I'm worried about Kuhu and Rohan for their well-being. I really thank and fold and all the community, all the teachers, all the friends who have come forward at this moment, because Renu was Renu. She is every time with all of you, all of us, and for the community also for which she was working. She was very dedicated, very hardworking. Such a charming eyes. Her bright eyes will always, always inspire everyone, whoever have been associated with her. I don't know what went wrong with Renu, because उसको इतने जल्दी नहीं जाना था. God knows why God select those people who are so good, who are so wanted, who was so strong. God choose those people first to come and join the Almighty in heaven. It is not that she was only working for people, she was working for herself also. Few days back, when I and my sister Rekha were doing all the packing and doing the things at Renu's home, we came across a diary. From that, it was very clear that she was working for her own self also. She was working for her well-being, because every time she was writing that I am good, I am in peace, I'm well-being. Well, she was working for her manifestation, through manifestation, for her peace and for the community also for which she was working. She was she has dedicated her whole life for other people. She was working for herself. She was working for Kuhu every time, struggling with the baby, which was having severe autism, as you all know. She was working for Kuhu's future also. As you all know, Kuhu's jewel was her dream. Her every room, every drawer was full of Kuhu's jewels, beads, and those material. Some of them were finished, some of them are still incomplete. Her full room was scattered with teaching, learning material. I think that at the last moment when this happening was there, she was working on teaching, learning aids also, because when we arrived at her home place, I found scissor and lots of paper and materials also scattered on the floor, just beside the mattress on which she was sitting and having the meeting. She was very much concerned and worried about Rohan also, because she knew that she was not giving as much as independence and freedom to Rohan, because he was his last resort and support at that time, at that point of time. This is what can I say, that my life and our family's life is now shattered, and we are very worried about Kuhu. How will she live without her, and how will we live without her? And if I talk about Suvidha was a dream project. She has dedicated her whole life for Suvidha, making the project and the materials more beautiful, better presentation. And she was working also to get it accessible to all the people throughout the world also. Sangeeta ma'am, Geeta ma'am, and all the people. Lots of love and respect to all of you. You were the people with her when we were not there. Thank you for everything you all did for my sister, and you are continuously doing also at this point of time also. I'm sure that Renu is with her. She's watching us, and may her soul rest in peace, and she will be always, always with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Anyone else online who would like to share?
I'll go. My name is Akila, and I am from Coimbatore. We run a trust called Amaze, and it was few years ago, 5, 6 years ago, that we called Renu to Coimbatore, and we had a workshop on puberty and sexuality for the special needs, and that's how I met her. And I asked her whether she'd stay in a hotel, but she said she's more comfortable in a home, so she stayed with me. So we, it was just a couple of days, but we got really close, and ever since we've been in touch. And she was this beautiful, as you all said, hardworking, confident, smart person who was very well aware of what needs to be done in the community for her child. We've had a lot of conversations the last couple of years also. She was up north, and then she came back to Bangalore. At that point also, we talked a lot about Kuhu. She was always thinking about Kuhu. So I am really, worried about Kuhu, just like everyone else, and Rohan, and it's a great, irreplaceable loss. See, as special needs, I'm a parent too. So, as a special needs parent, we are so we interweave our lives with our children, and so it's a big loss. I lost my husband a year ago, so I know what it means for my children not to have a parent. And I really, my prayers are with the children. Really, right now, my thoughts and prayers, and you know. I'm sure her work will go on. She's made a mark for herself. I'm sure we'll remember her fondly. But I do hope that we all can get together and support this family and families like this. I miss you, Renu. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, can I say something?
Yes, sure.
Hi, my name is Tusharika. I wanted to add something to what Rashmi Didi said. So I am Renu Didi, Rekha Didi, Rashmi Didi's family friend. So in Lucknow, we lived in the same house. It was just divided by a few doors and a wall. So when I was born, I came to the family, so the age gap between me and Renu Didi was quite big. But I don't know how. I think she always had this quality in her, to be so empathetic, to be so kind, and extremely friendly, that she was my playmate. When my brother, who is 6 years younger to me, was born, so he did not just have me as his sister, he also had 3 other sisters, Renu Didi, Rekha Didi, and Rashmi Didi. So our family was always complete with them. I remember, I have so many fond memories of the three sisters being there with us all the time. So I remember Renu Didi would have her biology classes, and she would have all her laboratory equipments with her at home. She would keep, I would freak out looking at a dead frog, but she would explain it to me, how things work, how to cut a frog, and so many lovely things that rarely a child would experience. But yeah, and then it was it was like we would eat together, we would chat the entire day. I don't know what amazing quality all the three sisters have to make a small child like me to be their friend and to not need any other friend, so to say. So of course, then we went outside, and there was earlier we did not have so many communication channels, but of course we were in touch. And then later we reconnected when Renu Didi was beginning to work with Kuhu on Kuhu's Jewels. And I had amazing conversation with Renu Didi regarding what she's thinking about managing autism and a lot of things regarding that. So I only have good memories of Renu Didi. So I have not seen her when she was ill, but so I can, but yeah, but what I feel is that she is one lady who has in India, it's not very easy to empower people with any form of disability, but she has tried her best to empower Kuhu. And I think that's, as a parent, it's so challenging to do that. She has done that, and I'm so glad. I don't know. I think what I'm saying is also for Rohan to know how she was as a young lady. I mean, when I was born, she was already in high school. So. For Rohan, it is important to know that your mother has been always like this. So since the time I know her, she has been such a kind, such a lovely face, always smiling and ready to help everybody. And thank you, Enfold, for organizing this condolence meet. I can see Renu Didi, Rekha Didi, both of them. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I can see Rashmi Didi, Rekha Didi. I know I can't take away your sorrow, but Renu Didi will always be with us. And I also saw, my father was also here in the meeting. I also saw Ghansham uncle being there in the meeting. So uncle, auntie, may, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to share?
May I please?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I must be one of those people who have the least interaction with them. 10 days ago, I was talking to her when I was carrying the Suvidha kit for a program in Hyderabad. She talked to me for almost half an hour, explaining how that needs to be demonstrated, what needs to be done, and said just go to the office and Dr. Sangeeta would be there. Sangeeta handed over the kit to me on 22nd, and I carried on 23rd, went to Hyderabad and had this program. And I think must have been one of our last discussions on that kind of a project and how Suvidha kit is so important a thing to Renu's life. But I think today, when we are having the condolence meet, I think this is for me an opportunity to commit um, to the fact that the kind of work that Renu has done, the kind of materials that Renu has developed, is something that will change the lives of thousands of children with special needs. And I think it is appropriate that this material is getting discussed across 3, 4 states at the High Court level. This year, the National Supreme Court is having its roundtable from all the high courts discussion on special needs children and some protection mechanisms. And this is the only material that is of that depth that really has captured the attention across the states. And I do believe Renu's dream of making this go across the states will become a reality and unfold, and Sangeeta's team would be able to make it. And I do hope that we will be able to, for Renu's sake, do this presentation in the Supreme Court uh, this month itself. Make sure that our commitment to carrying forward her dream would become a reality. My commitment and is towards that. And may her soul rest in peace. And together, I know we would take this agenda forward as our agenda. Rest in peace, Renu.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Soni.
May I?
Just 1 minute.
Inshallah.
So I just want to thank once again Soni and UNICEF for the way they have been encouraging this work and other parts, other work that Enfold does. I also wanted to add that this kit has reached the UNICEF office, various offices, as well as the UNFPA office. There is one kit now over there, and whoever sees it, it's like, yeah, certainly we need something like this. Where was it? Like, why didn't we see it earlier? And let's take it forward in different ways. And when I had gone to ISKCON with Khushi a few years ago and presented on Suvidha Kit, I realized that this is not only something that is unique to India, but probably in the world itself. I have not seen it. I've presented on this in Indonesia also, which is the whole of Southeast Asia. Child rights group coalition was there. I've not seen it there, and I didn't see it in Europe. I know it might even be unique, but that doesn't matter whether it is unique or not. It is very effective and useful. We thank Renu for that. Somebody.
Yes.
Vishala.
Vishala, would you like to share now?
Yeah, just actually, I don't know how to speak. It is still hard to believe. I was the one who worked with her closely day in, day out, all these days in the Suvidha project. We were in contact till 21st. We discussed many things, how to go forward with the DDW and whom to connect with and all those things. And we supposed to have a meeting on 22nd, the next day. Of course, everyone of us come with a set destiny and purpose. I feel she has fulfilled her purpose of life with all her life challenges. Dear Renu, you are amazing. Your bright eyes and smiles with a hidden pain is registered in my heart. I sincerely acknowledge your dedication and passion. towards the cause and for the project. You are very creative, hardworking, sensitive person. You are very sensitive, and you have given each, even the using words and everything. You have given minute attention for each details, and while creating TLM, and that is teaching learning materials, and also Suvidha kit. So you have given a lot of hard work, and each minute details you have looked into it. And that really that Suvidha, you become the Suvidha. So there is, you are equating with Suvidha. Suvidha project and you, we cannot separate. Like, Renu, don't worry. God will take care of your children as you care of other children. May your soul rest in peace. Rohan, I know no one can fulfill the loss, but physically she may not be around. As they say, those who love don't go away. They walk beside us every day, unheard, but always near, guide you with her vision and intuition ever. May God give you strength to face this phase of life and move forward the way she led. Take care of yourselves better.
Thank you, Vashada.
Better. Be in peace.
Thank you, Vashada.
May I?
Yes.
May I please?
Yeah.
This is Rekha, Renu's sister. Means what to say? She was just 51 and I'm 49, so we have got 49 years of experiences shared, which is not possible. And only one word will describe that: amazing, right from childhood till date. Such a naughty girl. Means if you remember, she had an injury on her forehead. On the corner of her forehead, there was an injury, a big injury, which she got at the age of, I guess, 1.5 years or 2 years. And she was a hero. At that time, when means our childhood was very simple, in a very Lucknow was very orthodox type of city that time. At that time also we used to study in a co-ed school, and amazing girl, means very bold, fearless, bold from that time only. She never was scared of anything. Nobody could harm her. I remember one day when she was doing her coaching for preparing for her medical examination. She had a dream of becoming a doctor, so she was going for a coaching. And in that time, I guess it was in somewhere 90s, early 90s, she used to ride on Papa's LML scooter. And then there was a boy who hit the scooter, and she left the scooter on the Hazratganj road. She went and slapped the boy in front of the whole public. And that boy was so embarrassed. Means it was a bridge on the Gomti River. The boy was on a bicycle and she was on her scooter. And the boy, because for he was teasing her or something, means it was case of teasing, he deliberately hit her, and she left her scooter, went and slapped the boy. And that boy was so embarrassed that he picked his cycle and threw it in the river. He threw it because in public he was slapped by a girl. She was that bold, just like a tomboy. Means always, means very good at studies, topper, then very keen interest in reading novels, though for that she got good scolding from her parents, from my parents. They were not annoyed when she used to have those passion for reading those Sherlock Holmes and Agatha Christie and Nancy Drew when she was in 10th standard. Then whatever she did, beautiful handwriting, beautiful diagrams, and was means making diagrams. We also used to give our science project, Renu, Banado, your handwriting is good. And means I was a home science student, but my file was made by Renu because she was so creative. So means she didn't like anything to be done in a simple way. Let's decorate it. And her idea, I don't know, my God, from where did she get those ideas? So then when she got married, at that time also she was in, I guess, Faridabad or Gurgaon, she went. And Rohan was very small. At that time, she was all at home. She was a typical housewife. So at home, in place of gossiping the neighbors and all, she used to keep herself busy in embroidery. With hand, she had made so many things because at that time in the market, it was not available many things and salary was also not that much. So with hand, she made the table cover and beautiful embroidery, though she was a science student, but at the same time, good at embroidery, painting. Then whatever she used to do, she was never satisfied unless and until it was a perfect picture. Finishing, minute detailing and minute things. She used to devote a lot of time. Like right now also in front of me, on my table, her things which have been made by her. See, if you could see this, these are the materials which she used to, and these are being used by not only by special children, by school children. This she gave it to me and my students because I'm the principal of a CBSE school. So in my school, my small students, they are using with this trademark, Wings to Learn, all these things. So I guess means she is not gone. She is still there in everybody. She has changed the life of everyone. We used to talk initially with good things. These days, every day, I used to have a conversation on WhatsApp because I too have a daughter with autism. So what are the plans of her plans? We used to discuss that what after me. That was our main concern, Renu's as well as mine, that what will happen when we are not there. So she always used to be like in void that Rekha pata nahi, Rekha pata nahi. So I guess this was at the last few days were too problematic for her, very difficult for her to manage with Kuhu because Kuhu's condition was deteriorating these days. So she was totally, means she had changed her entire life because she studied botany. She was an MSc topper. In first attempt, without any preparation, she cleared her PCS examination. Then before Kuhu, she was working as a PGT in DPS, Delhi Public School, Pune. Then when she got to know that Kuhu has all these problems, then she started working on herself so that she can give a good life to Kuhu. She left that job, did special education, means B.Ed in special education, and upgraded herself so that she can do something beautiful for her daughter as well as for the entire community, for the entire society. And I feel that everyone is saying that she's gone, she's still there through her work, through her eyes, as everybody knows that her eyes are still in this world, and it will continue to be because she has donated her eyes. It will go to someone, and from that, this continuity will be there. She will be in this world forever. She's still there, and with her eyes, she might be seeing and she might be feeling happy. She will never like anyone to be crying for her. She always said ki, she will, otherwise for of her means in anybody's life, if those problems would have been there, that person would have shattered, but she has evolved from those problems. She has evolved, and she would have, otherwise there was no guilt that okay, my husband is not supporting, my daughter is like that, so what means blaming God. No, she was always hopeful, optimistic. No, I will do the best I can do. She has devoted, and means she has become, means she's in the world. I don't feel that she has gone. She's still there in everybody's heart, in everybody's life, in one or the other way. She means her everyone's life has been changed, and as after this, even my life has changed. Now I have become more responsible after seeing that if this has happened to her, then this can happen to anybody. So I would only say to everyone that please, every one of us should now take it as a lesson from Renu's life, that be open, discuss with all your problems. The only anger I have that the problems which she was facing in her married life, she did not disclose in the earlier stage. She was facing and she was keeping it to herself. She didn't wanted her parents, her sisters to be in problem or in trauma or in that pain, that she always kept it to herself. So I would suggest and request everyone that please talk to everyone, come on, let your feelings come out. Don't keep it inside us, because this will result into an outburst which has happened into my sister's life in such a short span of life. She has done wonders, and let's continue what lesson she has given to us. Let's be open. Let us all take care of ourselves, and not only ourselves, of the society. We are into this society. We have to be available to everyone, which she was always there. Despite of her very busy schedule, because she didn't have any schedule. In fact, we can say that she didn't have any schedule. She didn't know what is going to happen in the next moment, because Kuhu was so unpredictable. But then also she was organizing, managing. So if she could do, then everybody can do. So let us all take a pledge that take some inspiration from her life when she was there in the world. When she is gone, then also we will not make the mistakes, which the small mistakes which she has done, that is neglecting herself in terms of her physical health. She had a BP problem, but in her whole household, when we were all winding up and trying to manage the things, we couldn't find a single instrument or a gadget or appliance which could monitor her BP. So I guess she had neglected her BP problem. She was not monitoring it. Since the last few days, she was in trouble. She was in deep stress, because we were in touch. We had the conversation every time, because Kuhu was not doing well these days during the last days. I feel I have the hope that now Kuhu will, because mother was there, that is why Kuhu was like that. Now Kuhu will now evolve herself. So I feel that we need not to be so much bothered. Yes, we will be, but Kuhu herself will evolve. Whatever happens, we learn from them. So Kuhu will also become well, and Rohan will become more mature. And I'm so grateful to unfold that away from this family, she had a whole big family out there in Bangalore, and through Enfold, she had the connections all over India and also abroad. So my best wish is to unfold. Whenever any type of help is required, I'm always there. I'm always available to run the legacy which she has left behind. Thank you, everyone. God bless her soul and God bless us all so that we can come out of this agony, this trauma, because we all need to come out of the trauma so that we can continue the good work which she has left behind. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Would you like to share?
Namaste. I am Trupti from Tamahar Trust. We have had association with Renu Singh for almost from 2017, I would say. This was the time that Renu Singh had started making curriculum to teach sexuality education to children with special needs. And this was just evolving at that time. So she had come to Tamar to understand what we do, how we work. And we had a lot of interactions. The curriculum that she brought up was taking shape very well. And there were a lot of learnings between us. So it had been a great journey, and she has helped train some of our interventions also. I'm very sad that she had to go like this. I wish she had taken care of her health. I just heard you people, Rekha Singh, talk about her health. But yeah, we will definitely miss her. Miss her. She was a very passionate lady, wanting to do a lot of things. We really wish the family strength to bear with this loss, and we are going to miss Renu. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Rajiv from Lucknow. I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Uh, just a brief introduction about myself. मैं रेनू के साथ में 9th क्लास 10th क्लास 2 साल हमने साथ में पढ़ाई की और पिछले करीब 10 साल से हम लोगों का जो ब्लूबेल्स स्कूल है वो एक्टिव था और उसमें हम सभी बहुत क्लोज इंटरेक्शंस किया करते थे और टाइम टू टाइम जो है हम लोग वो आती थी लखनऊ तो हम लोग मिलते भी थे. वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट कि लास्ट टाइम जब वो आई तो हम सब लोग इकट्ठा नहीं हो पाए. ये जिंदगी भर अफसोस रहेगा. केवल नीरा और रीना 2 लोग मिल पाए. स्कूल टाइम की अगर मैं बात करूं तो वो एक लीडरशिप क्वालिटी थी ना, वो शुरू शुरू से थी. मतलब हमेशा से ही थी. वो पढ़ने में ब्रिलियंट, मतलब क्लास में बेस्ट. जैसे मैं रेखा को सुन रहा था, मैं ऑलमोस्ट रेखा को भी कुछ 28-30 साल के बाद देखा मैंने. 30-32 साल हो गए, 3 डेकेड नाउ. तो वो ना एनर्जेटिक, डायनामिक, लीडरशिप क्वालिटी, लीड फ्रॉम द फ्रंट, वो शुरू से था. बचपन से अच्छे से अच्छा करना. डॉक्टर बनना चाहती थी. जब हम दोबारा से मिले 10 साल पहले तो बातचीत काफी हुई और उसको जिंदगी भर ये अफसोस था कि उसको मौका नहीं मिला. वट एवर रीजन जो भी थे उसके पर्सनल लाइफ के, तो उसको इस बात का हमेशा अफसोस रहा कि उसको चांस नहीं मिला. उसको चांस मिलना चाहिए था. उसको 1 चांस 2 चांस मिलना चाहिए था. और हम सब इस बात को मानते हैं. बट लाइफ में सबकी एक डेस्टिनी होती है. यू कैन नॉट चेंज इट, यू कैन नॉट कंट्रोल इट. और इधर कुछ सालों से जब हमारी बातचीत भी होती थी तो जो भी कारण था उसका पर्सनल, बहुत हाइपर हो जाती थी. कुछ कुछ चीजों को लेकर के बहुत मतलब स्ट्रिक्ट थी. बहुत उसको कुछ चीजों से चिढ़ थी और वो सब चीजों को लेकर के इतनी हाइपर थी. द बेस्ट पार्ट वाज दैट कि उसकी पर्सनल लाइफ में इतनी प्रॉब्लम थी, इतनी सारी चीजें वो फेस कर रही थी, बट जब भी उससे मिलते थे ना ऐसा लगता था एक एक जिंदगी से मिल रहे हैं, एक लाइफ, मतलब इतना लाइफ था उसके अंदर। हमेशा हंसना मुस्कुराना, कभी दिखता ही नहीं था कि इसके पीछे इतना इतना एक सैड फेज है कोई। ये अचानक से ऐसा हुआ। अभी तक हम ग्रुप में जितने भी लोग हैं मेरी रेखा से, हम अभी भी यकीन नहीं कर पाते हैं, इज नॉट देयर। हम अभी भी उस ग्रुप में बात ही नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, हम कुछ कुछ एक दूसरे से भी बात नहीं कर पा रहे हैं कि शी इज नॉट देयर। तो अपना ध्यान नहीं रखा उसने, ये तो तय है। अदरवाइज पता नहीं, अब उसको इतनी हाइपरटेंशन रहती थी, बीपी की प्रॉब्लम थी, अभी जैसे बताया। बिजी बहुत रखती थी अपने आप को, ट्रैवलिंग हेयर एंड देयर, इतना कुछ लिख रही थी, इतना कुछ कर रही थी वो। शी वाज डूइंग वर्किंग ऑन दो सब्जेक्ट्स, बट दैट एंड ऑफ द डे पता नहीं, कहीं मुझे ऐसा फील होता है हम लोग भी बहुत ज्यादा बात नहीं कर पाते थे अपनी लाइफ में। कुछ एक चीजें थी ऐसी जिसको कि वो ना तो किसी से कह पाती थी ना कुछ चीजें कर पाती थी, शेयर करे तो किससे करे। वो एक एक बहुत ही मैं क्या कहूँ, एक ऐसा बहुत अच्छा दोस्त खो दिया हमने। अ, पता नहीं, शी वॉज दी बिहाइंड ऑल अवर गेट टुगेदर। कभी हम सब दोबारा से इकट्ठे, क्योंकि एक बहाना होता था, वो जब भी बैंगलोर से बनारस आती थी, बनारस से लखनऊ आती थी, तो मिलो मिलो सब लोग, मिलो मिलो मिलो, वो बहुत प्रेस करती थी। इस बार भी उसने बहुत किया था। अनफॉर्चुनेटली मैं था नहीं शहर में और कई लोग भी नहीं थे, बट ये किसी ने नहीं सोचा था कि हम लोग कभी मिल नहीं पाएंगे। बट यस गाइस, देयर इज अ लर्निंग कि अपना ध्यान रखिए, बहुत जरूरी है। लाइफ, जिंदगी बहुत स्ट्रेसफुल है, और इतना स्ट्रेस लेकर के चलने से कोई फायदा नहीं है। एट द एंड ऑफ द डे अगर ये सब आप देखिए तो हम क्या अचीव करना चाहते हैं, ये सिखा के गए। अपना ध्यान रखिए, क्योंकि आप अपना ध्यान रखिए तभी आप अपने सराउंडिंग में जो आप पे डिपेंडेंट है आप रख सकते हैं। रोहन, मेरी बात तो नहीं हुई, बट व्हाट अ ब्रेव बॉय। दो प्रॉब्लम, मतलब माँ और सिस्टर, हैट्स ऑफ टू दैट बॉय। गॉड ब्लेस बच्चे। आपके पास सबके नंबर है ब्लूवेल्स ग्रुप में, रेनू इज देयर, एनी 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 काइंड ऑफ हेल्प, कभी भी किसी भी तरीके की जरूरत हो, कुछ हो तो प्लीज कम बैक टू अस, वी आर ऑलवेज देयर फॉर यू, एंड जस्ट टेक केयर बॉय। एक ही लास्ट में कहूंगा कि ऐसे नहीं जाना था दोस्त, ये तो बहुत 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 टाइम बाकी था, बहुत कुछ था अभी, थोड़ा रुकना चाहिए था, थोड़ा अपना ध्यान रखना चाहिए था। बहुत मिस करेंगे तुम्हें। अभी हो आप, बस मैं अपने क्षणों में था, विल मिस यू। थैंक यू।
Thank you.
May I?
Yes, of course.
Hello.
I
Hello.
am Gayatri. Can I talk?
Yes, Dr. Gayatri.
Thank you, ma'am. I am Gayatri Narasimhan from Prakramika Vocational Institute. Renu, I met her in Patiala during a conference, and in the, I need to tell, I was really amazed by her confidence, because she was speaking about a topic which people normally hesitate. So she was so confident. She was, but I would say that was really required for the parents and the children with special needs. It's much required, and but I was really amazed by her confidence. Since then, of course, I could not meet her after that because I stay in Oman. I could never meet her after that, but we were in constant touch. Then when I started off my own institution, I found a lot of parents struggling in this area. So I used to come back to Renu. Renu, kya karna hai? Because people are, parents are, they are feeling really that facing the challenges. कि क्या करना है. So she used to come up with solutions. She used to be always helpful, like many of you had suggested. She was always friendly, and with that smile on her face. I mean, that was something amazing. And almost like 2 years, we were working on how to help our parents. So Renu was always ready. Renu was telling, chalo Gayatri, whenever you call, I'll be there. And she was there. No, this 17th, we had a uh, program of, a session with Renu for all our parents. Because the parents were really struggling, and they were so happy to find a way out with Renu. And they really, saw her as a hope, beacon of hope, like, they can solve such challenges. So I was telling them to, to get connected with Renu directly, because, she was full of knowledge, not just the knowledge, that heart to help everybody. As many of you rightly said, it's not that she worked only for her daughter, but for everyone she has worked. For everyone she's worked. And that was a hope for many of us. And until I think 18th or 19th also, we had a conversation regarding what to do, how to go ahead. She was ready to help all of us. But on 22nd and the Thursday when I received this news, I'm telling, even now, not come out of it at all. Absolutely. I know it. For me to accept that this has happened, it's becoming impossible, I should say. And as Renu's sister also was mentioning, agreed that we all need to take care of our health, accept that. But it's becoming very difficult to accept Renu's loss. I mean, something impossible for us. I just pray God, whatever she's done a lot of good to people. She's done a lot means she's done a lot. I really pray God that her soul must rest in peace. And Rohan, I really wish to get in touch with you too. I've never spoken with you. Anything, child, if you want, please ask. As one of the person also was mentioning, Renu has all our numbers. Just we are all a call away, and definitely, because this is what we can do to that soul who has helped a lot of us. This is in turn a small thing we can do to the soul. So I really pray God. And Renu has had a lot of challenges. I really pray God that she must rest in peace now. She deserves, that eternal peace. Let us all pray for that. And please, all of you, be strong, because we all need that strength to accept this. We all need that. It's little difficult, I know. It's not little, it's huge. But still we all need that strength. Thank you.
So we'll just read out a few messages that were sent earlier.
मैं बीके बिसारिया बोल रहा हूँ लखनऊ से। रेनू के पापा और मैं दोनों एक ही साथ एक ही कार्यालय में काम करते थे और हम लोग बिल्कुल नेक्स्ट डोर नेबर्स भी हैं, इसलिए मैं रेनू को पिछले 40 साल से जानता था। वो बहुत ही एम्बिशियस थी, पढ़ने में बहुत होशियार थी। हर समय जब भी वो बचपने में बात करती थी तो वो कहती थी मैं बहुत कुछ अच्छा करना चाहती हूँ, जीवन में के लिए भी और देश के लिए भी, कुछ लोग मुझे याद करें जिस तरीके से। तो वो, और क्योंकि अभी टाइम ज्यादा नहीं है तो मैं ज्यादा नहीं बोल पाऊंगा, लेकिन उसके लिए ये था कि, और इतनी अच्छी थी कि हर समय सबकी हेल्प करने के लिए तैयार रहती थी। लेकिन ईश्वर ने की विडंबना देखिए कि उसकी लाइफ में इतनी ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स आई हैं, लेकिन उन प्रॉब्लम्स के बाद भी उसकी फैमिली प्रॉब्लम्स प्लस कुहू बिटिया की प्रॉब्लम आई, जिसकी वजह से वो उसको जीवन में वो कुछ हासिल नहीं कर पाई जो वो हासिल करना चाहती थी। लेकिन फिर भी वो हमेशा उसने हर काम बहुत डेडिकेशन से किया है। तो मैं बस अंत में यही कहना चाहता हूँ कि ईश्वर उसकी आत्मा को मोक्ष प्रदान करे और परिवार को, क्योंकि वो परिवार मेरा परिवार भी है, तो हम सबको ये दुख सहने की शक्ति प्रदान करें। ओम शांति, विनम्र श्रद्धांजलि। धन्यवाद।
Thank you. Just read them out a little loudly.
Yeah. So we'll read out a few messages that we've received in the chat.
Might have to be.
Oh, I'll read it loudly. Sorry. Um,
Yeah, because we are reading the chat.
Yes. You might have to come a little close. You want them to see the screen? Even on the screen will be able to see the chat. They can see the chat.
No, I don't think they
can. Can see the chat. You don't see, you can see it.
Vinalini says, I did not get a chance to engage extensively with Renu, but was struck by her dedication and innate modesty every time I met her. A very sad development for all of us, an opportunity lost to become colleagues and friends. Rest in peace. We will miss you. Shipra Anand says, Renu, we met as 18, 19-year-olds in the first year of college, and it's been a connection of 32 plus years, sharing and chatting, meeting up whenever you would visit Lucknow. The Renu I know is strong, hardworking, with very high moral compass, always standing up for what is right and what should be in her personal, ideological, social, and professional life. Highly resilient, but many times finding herself misunderstood and isolated for these very virtues of hers. I'm so proud of the way she handled every challenge life threw at her. She inspired me at a personal level, given how much she was dealing with single-handedly. Her professional journey and contribution to her field is a pioneering one and deserves to be taken wherever it can reach and impact lives. She was like a candle that illuminated the lives of everyone around her. Renu, Dr. Madhura says, Renu and me were classmates during our ASD course. So from day one of the revelations in the world of autism, I have known her, a wonderful person, mom, and has done wonderful work in the field. During our course at KPAMRC, I would always say, Renu, you are amazingly creative with the materials you make. Lucky yaar, you need not spend to buy any for either Kuhu or any students. I am shocked beyond belief that she has left us so early. She has endured a lot on a personal front. Now I only pray that she is at peace. May her soul attain the highest enlightenment, and may God be with her children. Anupama says, Renu ma'am was a huge inspiration to a lot of parents, educators, and professionals. Her bundle of energy and enthusiasm was unbeatable. I was shocked when something like this unexpected came, as I spoke to her just 3 days before she got admitted in the hospital. My deep condolences for the family, and pray God to give all the strength to each one of us to be eternally connected with Renu ma'am. Rest in peace, ma'am. Forever grateful for your work and impact on so many lives. Renu was a very strong soul, extremely caring, charming, brilliant, hardworking, perseverant, perfectionist, very imaginative and thoughtful. Great sense of responsibility. Whatever she took in hand, she completed it with fullness and beauty. We miss you, Didi. It has been 32 years since I've known Renu. We were close friends since class 12th, studied together in graduation, but lost touch after that. Look at the irony. I spoke to a common friend yesterday only and got this news. Visited Bangalore multiple times, but never knew she was there. I really regret. Why did I not contact her earlier? What a wonderful and strong woman. She was the only lady at university who used to drive a Bajaj scooter with full confidence and grace. Renu was a devoted mother to her children, facing all life struggles courageously with a smile on her face always. She was a compassionate teacher to her students, an unconditional support to all the parents who had children with ASD. Commendable contribution to the world of disability with the kids created. Dearest Renu, you will always remain in our heart. I do not know what or how to express the emotions at this point. She was full of contagious energy and positivity. Not a single interaction would end without her mentioning that her daughter kept her going and that her son is her strength. A very pleasant person and affable. I have always been in awe of her resilience and determination in execution of Project Suvidha. This is from Viji. Jayashree from Amog interacted with Renu regularly as an SVP partner and also from Amog. She had come with the Suvidha kit a long time ago to Amog when she just started developing it. I could see her passion and commitment, the way she had worked on the Suvidha kit and developed it and trained schools passionately. Her departure is very sad, and there is a big void which is not easy to get filled up. All prayers for her son and daughter and other family members to gain strength at this difficult time. May she attain Sadgati. Om Shanti. Renu was a very compassionate person, though you could see the tiredness on her face and how much she was handling single-handedly. But yet she told me, whenever you need to talk, whenever you need me or someone to talk to, no, I'm here for you. I'm up late, so don't hesitate. I really appreciate what a wonderful mom Renu was to Rohan and Kuhu. Rest in peace. This is from Meena. I knew Renu through her work being at Enfold, so passionate and so inspiring, being a devoted mother to a special child, yet so diligent and creative. She leaves behind a rich legacy. May her soul rest in peace. Also, may the family have the courage to face their grief and pain and carry on all her values. Gina says, I met Renu in 2012 when Kuhu joined Bubbles. We did not hit it off initially, but we later became very close friends. I feel privileged to have seen her grow over the years to become a confident, empowered woman who was able to create opportunities to channel her creativity, enfold Kuhu's jewelry and her teaching learning materials. She was my 2 a.m. person, someone who I could call when I was struggling. I will miss her laugh, her passion, her mental fortitude, and her bravery. She inspired me to be a better mother to my son. I hope Rohan will be able to continue her legacy at Enfold, and I'm hoping as a community, we can provide better facilities for families with kids with high needs. Aarti from SSK says, every time we work with children, Renu will be in our minds. Her contribution to special children will always be appreciated. Heartfelt condolences to all her friends, colleagues, and family. I met her on 13th August for a workshop. She was so active and enthusiastic. She has created a huge vacuum in the field of disability that will not be filled by anyone. Our association with Renu started in 2018 when we organized a parent training program on Suvidha. Renu, being such a warm person, guided me personally on so many aspects of my training, my staff, and students here at Ishanya. Over the past year, our capacity building efforts in various districts of Karnataka involved partnership with Enfold for the Suvidha kit. Thanks to Renu's dedication, its impact has now reached 21 districts through our partner organizations. We will greatly miss her. Kavita Krishnamurti says, I still can't quite believe that Renu is no more. I knew her from the days when our children went to Bubbles. She was such an energetic presence, always finding ways to keep doing more and more. She was so creative, and many of us used the materials that she made with such diligence and perfection. My son Anand was her case study for her special education course, and she interacted a lot with us in that period. She dealt with everything life threw at her with so much grace. My heart goes out to Kuhu and Rohan. May they find the strength to deal with the vacuum that is engulfing them. Rest in peace, dear Renu. From Disha Foundation. If ever there is a tomorrow when we are not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But the most important thing is, even if we are apart. Disha Foundation Jaipur family will always be with you. Sarbani says, Renu, you will be missed. You have left behind a legacy that is so inspirational, and we will continue to celebrate. We have too many memories that date back to the last 10 to 11 years. Those are all etched in our team's memories. Bowing down with respect for whatever you stood for. Stay in peace, dear. Love and light. Chitra Paul says, I interacted with Renu on social media and followed Kuhu's creations. The first time I met Renu in person was when she did a workshop on sexuality for the KPAMRC students, and I still remember it distinctly. We stayed in touch, and I still cherish the earrings from Kuhu's creations that she had gifted me back then. Rest in peace, Renu. I know you will be missed, not just by your family, but the entire autism community as well. Love and strength to Kuhu and Rohan. Mubin says, Renu ma'am, you will be remembered each and every day through your work. Your Wings to Fly and Suvidha kit teaching materials. More and more students will learn through your materials. You will be there with every institute who is trained by you in sexuality and with your work. Divya Iyer says, I met Renu in 2012, gradually became good friends. The main reason being we both were parents of special needs individuals. We had this sisterly connect and could talk about anything under the sun without filters. She was a strong woman with iron grit, a perfectionist, a powerhouse of ideas and creativity. Yet there was a childlike side of her. She had this college girl kind of bubbly attitude with her infectious laugh. She loved life and just wanted to live a peaceful life with her children. We will miss her always. Deepa Shashidhar says, Renu, dear, you have touched so many people and individuals around you. You were an amazing mom, mentor, guide, and a best friend. Rest in peace. My deepest condolences to your family. Preeti Kumar says, Suvidha Kit is amazing. Many parents from Linguify Skills Hub are using it for their children. Miss Renu had also conducted one session with Linguify, which was intense. We are thankful to Miss Renu. Vibha says, you're beautiful, you're endless. Now stretch your wings and fly. You're loved by so many. It will never be goodbye. Close your pretty eyes. No more tears. Just go and rest. Let your soul lie peacefully. We know you did your best. Rest in power, Renu. Shashi says, she was an angel in many people's life. Pray that her soul rest in peace and the children get the strength and courage to sail through this phase. Want to be there for the children in any way possible. Murali says, I met Renu in Purple Fest and was extremely impressed by her work and dedication. It's a real loss to our special needs community. May her pious soul rest in peace. May God give strength to her children and the whole family.
Thank you very much. We'll just play the last song.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just play a song now.
Thank you those who are present online, as well as all of us here.